Welcome into another episode of Morning Edition. Julian Sador, Andy Satowski here, and we have a special guest because Ted and Jason decided to play hooky. Anna Whitty from Charlotte FC, color commentator. Anna, thank you so much for joining the show.
Hey guys, thanks for having me. This is fun. I'm excited to be here.
Welcome to our special space.
Yes.
I'm so glad that she's excited. We literally, after she was done with her in-studio hit, we're like, Anna, you are not allowed to leave the building. We'll have security hold you here.
Please
if you
come.
try to leave, you need to be on the show, but for good reason, because we're talking about playoffs with Charlotte FC. I think everybody is pumped for tonight's action, facing off against NYC FC. Anna, what are your thoughts heading into game one?
This is exciting. Charlotte FC, not only in postseason, but being able to be in this position where they got fourth in the final at the end of the season, the standings, which means they got to clinch home field advantage. NYCFC has been a series where Charlotte shared. They won earlier in the season. They lost at NYC just a few weeks ago. So it's certainly been a battle. But I think for Charlotte, they're coming off a few really good run of games. They've had some really nice clean sheets recently. So for NYC to be at the Fortress to kick things off is certainly a bright side for Charlotte.
And I think wasn't the bank just voted one of the most feared places to play in the MLS?
Yes.
For that reason.
Totally. And I mean, Charlotte, 13 wins at home this season. Wow. I think it was 3 losses and 1 draw. Like by far, Charlotte has owned the bank. And every single coach who talks pregame talks about how much the Fortress is a really difficult place to come into and play. So Charlotte's got to keep that in the back of their head.
Okay, let's talk about it. No Zaha tonight, obviously, because of a boneheaded move in our regular season finale. Yeah, it was a silly move, so he's got the red card, so he cannot play tonight. Who has to step up in his absence, not just in his position, but who are you looking forward to take on some of the playmaking and the attention that Zaha commands?
Yeah, I mean, we were talking on TV. I felt forward. What's his name?
Leo Labata.
Sorry,
no, he's had a forgetful season at points. Let's call a spade a spade.
A DP who has sat the bench and really come on as a lightning strike. Not exactly what Charlotte wants in a DP. So this is one where Abada, without forget Zaha not being available.
Sure,
he's got to perform. But I think you have to look at the collective. Pep Biel is not available. Hasn't been available for a long time. This is one where midfielder Brandt Bronico has to step in and be a good playmaker. Ashley Westwood has to really help hold the line in front of the defense. Looking at an NYCFC team who has a forward in Alonso Martinez, 17 goals on the season so far. So this is an NYC team where they want to be a little direct and go out. So from the defensive standpoint, I'm looking for Westwood, Malanda, and even Ream to have a big game. Harry Toffolo is questionable going into this matchup in a right outside back position and a left outside back. Him and Byrne like to switch things up. So I think from a collective, this has to be a result. But the big circle for me is Abada personally, but also for this match.
Okay, so Anna, we know that we have people moving to the Queen City all the time. And if you're someone like me who is, thanks to you and Willie P, learning more about MLS and the playoffs and how this all works, can you map out for how this playoff situation works and we don't have time for this on TV, so I'm glad I get to ask you now. How is this going to work? How many teams are involved, et cetera? And what does the path look like for Charlotte?
So the top 8 teams make their way into MLS playoffs. There's a wild card game that the last 2 teams at the bottom part of the standings play into. But when you look at it, when all said is done after the wild card, there's 8 teams left in both the Eastern Conference and the Western Conference. Charlotte FC plays in the Eastern Conference and finished 4th place. So they're taking on number 5 NYCFC. And it's a best of 3 games. So Charlotte will have the home game tonight. There will be an away game at NYC around 3:30 on Saturday afternoon. And then if that is a tie, so if Charlotte has a win and NYC has a win, they will play a 3rd game on Friday, November 7th. So best of 3 series, and then whoever wins that best of 3 moves on to the semis, second round.
Thank you.
Not semis, second round.
Yeah. What do you make of this Charlotte FC team? Because they've kind of been, Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde type, where they've looked really good, tying, I believe, the MLS win streak for most consecutive wins, but also at times they have puzzling losses where they play down to competition. What do you make of this Charlotte FC team as they prepare to enter playoffs?
Yeah, I think that's what's been so difficult as a broadcaster to break down is the unpredictability of this team. I mean, they had this 9-game win streak, but then they lose to Montreal, who's dead last in the Eastern Conference, one Charlotte should have never lost in. They have these incredible matches against Inter Miami where they win 3-1. They don't allow Messi to have any sort of a game. And you're right. They went through an April and May period where 3 wins was all that they could inch out. And then they go towards the end of the season, 9 straight wins is what they were able to inch out. I think at the end of the year, you want to peak, right? You want to be at the top of your game. You want to have your players all in sync. And unfortunately, with Zaha being unavailable, that certainly impacts things. I feel like he's had such a really good stretch of play and has really been able to be who people circle in terms of opposition. That's why I'm looking for Charlotte from a defensive standpoint. It has to be a collective team effort in this league, but also going forward, can they get all 4 involved with Bronico, Abada, who we expect to start, Toklamati, who has had an incredible season with 11 goals, 4 assists, and then Kerwin Vargas, who was able to have a really nice performance in that last game against Philadelphia. So I just need to see Charlotte continue to improve game after game. Doesn't have to be perfect, but this inconsistency is a little scary, but I think they can pull through.
Okay. And Julian had asked this question on air earlier, and you as a former college athlete, you played at such a high level. How do you not think about how the playoffs went last year for the team? How do you kind of stay in the moment while also having you have to have like the right kind of energy, right? You can't play like conservatively worried about what happened, but you can't go too off the walls, right? With the environment, especially in the bank.
You guys ever see that show, Ted Lasso?
Yeah, of course. Big fans over here. Yeah.
Okay, you know what he was like? You got to have a goldfish mentality.
Yes.
Big goldfish, Sam.
Big fan of the goldfish mentality.
That's what it's all about in professional sports. You know, like you have to be able to forget what happened the night, the day, the hour before if it didn't go your way, because it's all about your future and what you can do going forward. It's always, coaches are always thinking, general managers are always thinking about what you can provide for this team in the future. Of course, you can't change what happened. And that series against Orlando certainly was disappointing. You don't want things to go to PKs. I actually was at training yesterday and they were practicing those PKs.
Really?
Yeah. They're looking really good.
Okay.
Don't want ever to get to that point. But for Charlotte, I think they have to more so think about they accomplished their goal this year. They wanted top 4 and they finished there. And they wanted to make some history and they did that with that 9-game win streak. They brought in a fabulous DP in Wilfred Zaha. They were able to keep Malanda, keep Ream on the back line, bring in a great outside back in Harry Toffolo. So when you look at the collective for Charlotte, and what they've been able to do in 2025. And then, keep a consistent head coach in Dean Smith.
Yeah,
it's true.
Yeah, there's just so many positives that you've got to really rely on that when you go into postseason.
You know what? Have not really taken a look to be like how grateful I am that the Charlotte FC team is where they are in just a few years in their existence. Obviously, top 4 team, playoffs tonight. Anna Whitty is sticking around for another topic, talking about what you should and should not tell to your partner. We'll be back with more Morning Edition right after this. All right, welcome back into Morning Edition. Everybody here is married. I think I'm probably the newest into the club of the married couples.
Welcome.
But thank you. It's a good club to be part of.
Yes.
Thank you. Happy to be here. Happy my wife has not tossed me back to the streets yet. Thank you, Jordan. Love you. Yeah. There's still plenty of time for me to mess it up. But hopefully I will not. And one of the things I think can mess it up is when you keep secrets from your partner. And that was one of the things that the girls on Positively Charlotte were talking about. Should you keep things from your partner? I'm a smart man, so I'm going to let the ladies lead this one. Who wants to start? Anna, you're our guest.
Me?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, what kind of secrets are we keeping? I will be honest. I was in the background when they were talking about that on Positively Charlotte. I don't keep any secrets. I'm definitely an open book.
Yeah.
Like, I'm one of those people that even if it has nothing to do and I'm just like, man, this happened, I need your opinion. Or I'm one of those people I like to get other people's takes. And even, with him, I don't know. I don't really have any secrets. I feel like that'd be hard to keep a secret.
Really?
Yeah.
Any?
I'm good at keeping secrets, like good
for friends.
Secrets. So for friends and for for surprises. Like if you tell me you want to surprise someone with something, like you can, like I'm an iron box. I don't know what I'm going for, but like I'm like a locked box.
Her lips.
My lips are sealed. I will not ruin the surprise.
Okay.
Or if it's something that someone has confided in me and I know that that's really important to them, like you're not getting anything out of me. I don't keep, my husband and I I can only speak for myself. We don't keep secrets from each other. I think I was reading an article. There's a difference between secrecy and privacy.
Okay.
And one is healthy versus not. It's something that I think it's more like positive versus negative. I think we all are entitled to our privacy.
Sure.
But I think that if it's anything that directly impacts your relationship or your life, or if you have kids or pets, if it's anything that has an impact on the other person, whether it's like making financial decisions or, if you bought something or whatever, I think that there needs to be openness in a relationship. Like you cannot keep secrets, especially, big ones. Like, I don't know. Obviously, like if you're cheating, then you try to keep that a secret. That's a thing. No, obviously. But it could be financial decisions. Whether if you're having,
I feel like that's what breaks couples up, right? Is like that's one the
statistics.
number one thing, right? Is like when you keep financial decisions or financial things away from your partner, like
especially if you've had conversations about it. If it's something that you've had, it doesn't even have to be finances. I think if it's anything you've had a conversation about and you know where the other person stands on that, and you've agreed on something, but then you do the opposite. And then you don't disclose that, then that's
just
a secret.
trustworthiness, right?
Exactly. It's all about building trust. And like, even if I think it's important to just, if you make a mistake,
be honest. Yeah.
You just have to be honest about it, because it's worse, as we all know from childhood, right? It's not necessarily the thing that you did that's wrong. It's if you try to keep it a secret.
Yeah.
Right? And then they find out about it.
Well, that's what hurts more, is that
Yeah,
you felt like
exactly.
you couldn't come to me and be honest. I mean, I feel like most of my friends know if you come to me with something, there is an expectation that my wife will know, because I'm going to tell my wife everything. I mean, I feel like that's what a secret is to a healthy relationship, is keeping an open and honest line of dialogue. The only thing I'm okay with keeping a secret about, ladies, if I'm planning like a secret birthday, surprise parties,
Positive
positive things
that are
like,
good to keep. Yeah.
right, like, oh, I didn't want you to see that I had this gift for your birthday or for the holidays. Like that's okay. Otherwise, like no, I feel like everything should be out in the open, like with your partner.
Well, life's stressful enough. Like, why do you want to keep so many? Why would you want to keep a secret? Like, how does that benefit you or them or your relationship? I don't know. I would love to know like what they were talking about in terms of secrets, like what examples they would bring to the table, because
we don't really stick around for it.
I mean, like, I do know people that are like, to be fair, I think there's a lot of people who aren't married are just like, if it's none of their business, they don't need to know.
Or a lot of people with the bank account. This is a sensitive subject, but a lot of people keep their bank accounts separate when they get married. Maybe they open one together because they buy a house. Maybe they are like, it's nobody's business what I do with what I make.
This may sound catty, but I mean, do you guys play the game with your husbands? Like, do we hate the same people? Do you guys ever do that?
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
Of course.
I love how both of you.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Of course.
Okay,
I think it's similar that if there's the expectation that if someone tells me something, like, Craig's going to know about it, too.
But do you guys find yourselves on the same page? Like, when you play, like, do we not, let's say hate? Dislike the same people? Like, it's like after you meet maybe a new couple or something like that. And then,
how do we feel about it?
Right. Yeah. So are you guys normally on the same page, or where do you guys stand normally?
I feel like we're normally about the same.
Yeah,
we're definitely
the same.
Yeah,
I feel
we
like
kind of
you
feel
two
the same
probably dislike more people than your husbands. The way you answer that.
The way we dislike people?
Yeah.
No, I don't.
Who's the golden retriever in the relationship? Who's the pit bull?
Oh,
golden retriever?
I'm the golden retriever. I don't know. You know my husband. What do you think?
Yeah, what do you think?
I would think that, I don't know. You guys both have. I think you're more of the golden retriever. I think you trust more people than Craig does.
I do.
And Anna sold herself out. She's like, I'm not the golden retriever.
It's not that I don't trust people, but I feel like one of my greatest strengths in life is being able to see through people.
You read
like I had a few relationships in high school, like friendships in high school, that I wish I had. My mom warned me. I wish I had totally read through. And I think ever since that ever happened, I've been really good at being like, okay, tactical. Not like crazy about it, but I'm like, oh, that person gives me a weird vibe.
Yeah.
Like,
and listening to your intuition. Listening
weird
to
vibes,
your gut.
weird vibes.
Yes.
Oh, my wife is definitely the pit bull of the two of us. I'm the golden retriever. I won't trust anybody. I will take candy from a stranger, hop right into the white van.
Yeah.
If they said free puppies in the van, Julian's
oh, he's there.
Puppies. She's holding on a leash like, no, we don't go over there. We do not talk to strangers.
Don't eat the candy that they give you.
Don't eat the candy. Okay, speaking of things that we're eating, Anna may not be able to stick around for this, but we're talking about sandwiches next. I'll explain after the break. Always something here on Morning Edition.
All right, welcome back to this episode of Morning Edition. We cannot go a morning without talking about food on our show. It's just the nature. You're eating at really weird times. Like my stomach is grumbling at 10:30 and it's time for lunch. It's time for
Din Din. Like
it's
Din Din
almost
food.
time for Dinny's. But for lunch, Dinny's, Din Din. No one else calls it Dinny's.
Denny's is a restaurant, so I think that's easy.
Dinny.
Like an I.
S.
Okay, well,
All right,
people say get my I's and E's confused.
Sounds like one of those drunk college girls. Like, let's go to Denny's.
All right, so me and my husband just texting each other, what do we want to have for Denny's? All right, cool. So let's just stick with lunch, right?
Okay.
That's normally what you would have a sandwich. I feel like that's a very common, easy thing.
Little Sando act.
A little sando. So Ted, who's not here, we thought he was going to participate, but he's not. We're stealing his topic. Talking about what's your perfect sandwich? And then he showed me the encyclopedia of sandwiches. And
Sandwiches?
yeah, there's like gyros on there. There's pita. There's
we're going
paninis.
that.
Like
Wow.
it could.
Well, is a Euro a sandwich?
That's what I said. I don't think
That's more of like a wrap.
I would count that as more of a wrap,
Yeah.
Okay.
bordering on a taco, but
Right.
not
Ordering a
really.
taco. Okay.
Not. But anyway, we digress. That's
Okay.
a whole other topic. But Anna, what is like your perfect sandwich?
Okay. Well,
Ooh.
when this was proposed and you guys were talking about this topic, I was thinking normal sandwiches,
Yeah,
like what
we
you
can-
get at a Jersey Mike's or Subway or like
Okay,
a really nice, whatever, sandwich place.
like a restaurant.
Yeah. I'd say I love sourdough bread is definitely my base.
Yes.
I love an Italian sub. So like the salami,
Italian
the
sub.
ham.
Yes.
You know, like when you go to Jersey Mike's and you can get Mike's Way.
Yes.
Yeah.
Has to be Mike's Way, and however the restaurant does it, I'm definitely like an Italian sub person
Okay.
with salt and vinegar chips.
Okay.
Ooh,
Yes, the salt and Vinny chips.
Yeah,
Okay.
salt and vinegar.
Italian sub. That's hard to beat. Like that's. I feel like the go-to as a kid. My mom would always get these Italian subs from Ollie's. They were just like this, like
Oh, an Italian
beer-
restaurant?
No, so it wasn't even an Italian restaurant. It was a beer and wine deli, right?
Okay.
And so it was either Ollie's or Turnbrook Deli. So they were brothers. One of the brothers split, and so he opened up Ollie's.
Wow.
Across the street was Turnbrook Deli. Now, eventually, Ollie's lost one of the good sandwich makers, so everybody went to Turnbrook Deli. But they had the best Italian sandwiches there, and just in the back of a beer and wine.
This is crazy.
There's some drama going on in Rockville,
kidding.
Maryland.
Yeah.
And people know, and we actually had, bless her heart, I don't even know her name. We just called her the Pro. She was a pro at Turnbrook Deli, and when she was there, you knew you were about to get a bomb sub. And I think it was like $6, and you would get a Italian sub and a drink and like chips.
Wow.
And like that was
What a deal.
hands down. But Italian will probably be the go-to. Now I get a little bougie with sandwiches, but
Yeah,
but
okay.
Italian is a go-to.
Like,
it's all changed.
elaborate.
It has elaborate. Okay.
Sandwich world has changed.
It has changed. And have you been to this place called I think it's La Lima Sanguicheria?
Oh, no, but I've heard about
Heard-
it.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Antonio, our Spanish broadcaster,
Yep.
he's a big fan. He's a big foodie. I
He's a
think
big
he
foodie. Okay. So here it is. I'm going to read the description of, and shout out to my brother-in-law, Morty, and my sister, Alana, because when they came for the wedding, they were like, we got to try this place. I'm like, what is this place that you're
Like,
talking
never
about
even
here?
heard of
In South End, right?
In South End. So
Okay.
they have a sandwich that is a Peruvian and Japanese mix. Okay.
I'm
It is
intrigued.
called the Sakura. It's tuna tartare, spicy acevichado, which I guess is like some spicy like avocado, something, crispy onion, daikon, and micro cilantro. Let me tell you, it is like a perfect, like if
Like raw
sashimi,
tuna?
raw tuna,
On a
like
sandwich?
if spicy tuna met kind of like avocado and like crispy ciabatta bread. It is fantastic. It is arguably one of the best sandwiches I've ever had. Hands down.
Wow.
That high of praise. I highly recommend it. Not that we can be giving out endorsements here, but like screw it. I'm endorsing it.
Free pub.
Free pub.
Maybe
Go
you
go
can
try them.
You can sponsor the show if you want.
By all means.
Lima.
Yeah.
Is there a favorite? Do you have a bougie sandwich you like, Anna?
Bougie sandwich that I
Bougie sandwich.
Ooh, I don't know. Off the top of my head, no. Well, I did live in California for a little bit, and
Okay.
there's this place called the Wayfair, and they had really good pastries, croissants, but they also created this really good sandwich, and it was like a ciabatta bread,
Yes.
radishes, like a hummus,
Ooh. Interesting.
It was like a veggie. I don't remember everything that was on it. I tried to recreate it, and I was using a mandolin and sliced off the top of my finger.
No, what?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh yeah. Don't ever use a mandolin without a glove on because
Or
you will
without-
take off.
Is your scar? Are you? Wait, hold on. Do you have a nub? Are you like
No. It's
A
just
nubbin?
like
a little nubbins?
they were able to glue it back on. They didn't have to stitch it.
they glued it back.
Wait, you took it back to the ER or like
to the ER.
You keep it on ice? Like what
No,
happened?
I didn't slice up the whole finger. I'm trying to see. It's my middle
Wait,
finger,
which
so I'm
finger?
not
Yeah.
flicking you guys off.
So what was
You
it?
can kind of tell. I don't know if you can tell.
So
but
was it flapping there?
Yes. Like the top was flapping, and it was from slicing a radish.
Oh
And
no.
the ER people were like, you probably should like wear a glove or something. What? And I was going rogue, man. I was
You
just
were
going
just-
like
you were
this.
Going after it.
Oh my gosh. I screamed. I thought I lost a finger. I screamed so loud. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, your poor
My husband was sitting there like watching TV, and I think he
And
was
then
talking
you
to a friend, and his friend was like, yeah, you got to
Yeah,
You gotta
okay.
go.
all right,
Yeah, it's
okay,
crazy.
Bye.
So they glued your little cap to your middle finger back
Literally,
on?
and I can still see like the indent, and it took out a ton of my fingernail because it kind of like
Oh no.
the top of my fingernail.
So when you go to the
And
nail
I'll show
salon,
you
are
a
they
picture after?
okay? When you go to the nail salon, are they kind of like
No, you can't tell.
okay?
No, you
Okay.
you really can't.
Just
tell.
Anna. It's just a painful scar.
This
Yeah.
Reminding her of what happened when she got too ambitious with a mandolin.
With the sandwich.
With a sa-
As you go back to the original conversation,
are you gonna ever have that kind of sandwich again though, or is it gonna be too-
I will never make it.
Never make
I will
it.
never make that.
Have you used a mandolin since?
I have, but I do have multiple gloves. I do. I really.
Anna, is there like there's like a thing like where if you're doing vegetables, it like holds onto it.
Yeah,
for
but
you.
it's like a plastic.
It's really
thing,
big.
and it's really big, and it was a radish, and like it kept slipping off of it. I had never used a mandolin before, and I don't know why. I'm a good I cook. I don't know
Yeah.
what I was thinking, and I just kind of went for it. And
Was it an immediate
finger
or was
went
there
too.
shock?
I think it wasn't painful. I was more like, oh my gosh, if I just did serious damage, I'm going to be so pissed off. So it
You
was
need
like
to-
a shock,
you and
Were you-
and there was a lot of blood.
Were you married at that
Oh,
point?
yeah.
We were married. We
Okay.
had to go to urgent care. Urgent care kept like dabbing my finger. Like she kept putting too much pressure on it. And she's like, I don't have time for this right now. So they sent us to the ER.
what?
Yeah, California.
Wow.
There's
Oh.
too many people in the urgent care, I think, at the
Oh,
time.
and they're
I was
like,
gonna
we
say if you
can't.
weren't married yet, that might be
You-
where you're like, oh, she's only got 9 fingers, so I don't
Yeah,
know if I
right.
can.
You
And
need
she
to
lost
get
her middle
together
finger.
with our
Honestly, that might have benefited him. I lost my middle finger. Just kidding.
You need to get together with our storyteller for Hometowns, Maureen Wirtz, because that woman has cut her hand in the kitchen more times than I can
Several
count.
times.
I texted her on her birthday this last year, and she sent me a picture of her finger. She was in the ER getting stitches, and then I think it was like a couple, like maybe 3 or 4 years ago, making chicken, sliced her hand open.
Oh my
Had to like be
gosh.
driven to the ER because it was that bad. Like poor Mo. Shout out to Maureen Wirtz. You guys can
Jeez,
get
she's
together
been
and talk
through
about
it.
kitchen safety.
Yes, that's maybe we need to do this on the podcast next week.
There we go.
Kitchen-
Kitchen
we'll have
safety.
her. We'll have her.
Why you should never use a mandolin without gloves,
Glove.
starring Anna Whitty.
Very good.
Look, I did not think we would get a Anna Whitty almost losing a middle finger story, but here we are. That I think does it for another episode of Morning
Sorry, Annie.
Edition.
I yield my time.
You yield your time. Oh, did you not give your favorite sandwich? Oh, okay, real quick.
One.
And I was
Come
like
on.
like sourdough bread, melted cheese, like turkey, some arugula,
Oh.
like in a good sauce. Like take your pick, but like hot sandwich.
I like that.
Hot
sourdough bread.
sandwich, turkey
I
club
can't stop
action.
Anna almost losing her middle finger.
There you go. Never use a mandolin without gloves, kids. That is the lesson for today. Like I said, that does it for another morning edition. We will catch you next time. For Anna Whitty, for Andy Satowski, I'm Julian Sador. You can always watch us Monday through Friday, 4 to 10 a.m. We'll catch you then.
Queen City News Plus. Just search Queen City News on your smart TV's app store.